Hi, this is Christy from Back to the Bar. You've probably heard about GLP-1 weight loss medications and the side effects that can come with jumping in too fast. That's why I Love Noom makes getting started easy. Their microdose GLP-1 program begins with a smaller dose and gradually scales up based on how your body reacts. The Noom GLP-1 microdose program starts at $99 and is delivered to your door in 7 days. Start your microdose GLP-1 journey today at Noom.com. That's Noom.com. Noom, micro changes, big results. Average weight loss 8 pounds in first month. Meds and personalization based on clinical need and not available to all individuals. Medications are not reviewed by FDA for safety, efficacy, or quality. Pricing based on first month only.
Vic, so do you fancy coming on a sober holiday?
Don't worry, we're not talking about some corporate wellness retreat with cucumber water and enforced eye contact.
No, this is a sober awkward retreat. 8 days of sun, sweat, laughter and absolutely no hangovers.
Yep, it's all happening in Thailand next October. Picture this: yoga at sunrise, writing workshops, ice baths, Thai boxing and lots of awkward sober dancing under the stars.
It's a proper holiday with proper weirdos. Our kind of people.
Yeah. You'll meet legends who've also given the booze a boot and want to have fun without feeling like a social reject.
Come solo or grab a mate. Bring your awkward, bring your sun cream. No pressure, no judgment, just a big, warm, sober hug in paradise.
All the info is at soberawkward.com/retreats. Come and get sweaty with us, emotionally and physically, in our all-inclusive jungle resort. You'll start out as 15 strangers and leave with 15 new sober mates.
I'm not sure I want 15 new sober mates, actually, particularly sober ones.
Yeah. Oh, well, you're not invited then.
The kettle's boiled, Vic.
Great. Perfect timing. Just a dash of milk for me, please, mate.
Here you go. Shall we get started then?
Have you ever woken up on a Sunday morning and said, "I'm never drinking again," and then found yourself waving $50 at a barman by happy hour?
Are you wondering why everyone else can stop at 1 while you head to a dodgy after party with a weird bloke called Disco Dave? If so, it might be time to take a deeper look at your relationship with your reliable social crutch, alcohol.
On each episode, we'll investigate our own dysfunctional dealings with booze and find out if it's possible to stop this deeply ingrained habit before things get too messy.
Yep, we're going to open up a shame shed of humiliating drinking stories to help you understand why waking up from a booze coma each weekend with a kebab sticking out of your top pocket might actually be negatively impacting your health.
Hamish and I are here to delve into what it's like being sober, an unwanted warts and all look into why giving up those cheeky pints or putting down those mummy wines will make you feel happier, help your anxiety and mental health, and turn you into the most sparkly, authentic version of you.
Won't that mean I become boring though, Vic?
Well, Hamish, we'll just have to wait and see. I'm Victoria Vanstone.
I'm Hamish Adams-Cairns.
And this is Sober Awkward. Okay, well, Hamish, I just had a lovely lady that I've met recently around for a cup of tea, and she's English, so she's got quite a lot of banter, and I really like her. She's a lady who looks after koalas, and she's a rock singer, and she's got loads of really good stories. Anyway, we're just sitting having a nice cup of tea with my sister and me and her, and she suddenly out of nowhere told us that she's got a very big minge.
Wow.
Yeah.
Exact wording? I have a very big minge?
I think it was flange, actually, the words that she used. She said it protrudes much higher than a lot of flanges that she's seen, and that she wants to start a Facebook page for other people who have these sort of protruding vaginal areas so that she doesn't feel so alone in the fight.
How many times have you met her before she made this confession to you?
I've met her twice. And she said that I want people to arrive at a nice front doormat, which is how she describes her vagina, which was a nice, comfortable front doormat to arrive at. Her landing patch, she also called it.
Wow. Does she usually tell people on the sort of the third meet up about said minge?
I think I think she felt at home with me and my sister because we'd probably discussed minges already in that first kind of couple of minutes of us congregating. So yeah, it was kind of on the agenda. So yeah, we were very happy to welcome in her opinion on this matter, and it was a good story. And she actually even stood up, and I thought she was going to undo her belt.
Yeah.
I was like, no, we don't need to see it. But the funniest thing about it was she said, "You know what?" I was like, "What? What are you going to tell me now?" She said, "I've inherited it from my mother."
Oh, God.
I was like, how do you know what your mother's minge looks like? She said, well, you couldn't miss it. It was protruding as well.
She can wear shorts.
Yeah, so she's my new favourite person.
Okay, so she looks after koalas. She's a rock star. And you guys, with your sister, happen to be talking about minges when she made the confession. What the fuck are you up to in your house?
It was a very entertaining morning. I've literally just walked away from that meeting to go, I'm sorry, I've got to go meet Hamish and do a podcast now. I would like to continue.
I don't think anyone with any kind of job could call that a meeting.
It's my kind of meeting at Hamish, honestly.
Minge width?
Yeah, minge width and height.
Where do you meet this woman?
Oh, I can't go too much into it. I'm not going to reveal exactly who she is, but actually I will. She came up on my LinkedIn, and I read her profile and I was like, that's someone I want to meet. So I messaged her and said, would you like to come over to my house for a cup of tea? And she said, yes. And now we've met 3 times and had lots of interesting conversations.
Okay, you LinkedIn stalked her and now you know the width of her minge.
No, I met her on her Facebook page for women with special minges. Anyway, hey.
What a way to start 2026. Jesus.
Yeah, it's the best New Year's story you've ever heard, isn't it?
That's a lot of minge chat, even for us, for the first 4 minutes of a podcast episode.
That's how we roll, isn't it, Haim? The perfect entry, like my perfect entry, isn't it? I'm not sure that our newly curious, sober listener that's here today really wants to hear about all this stuff. I'm not really sure. No. I think this lot are going to be here today to get some wisdom and a few little jokes about bodily functions, toilet exploits, and maybe the odd hairy private part. What do you reckon?
Well, yeah, that's really what I'm here for. Bring on less minge chat and more wisdom, if you could.
This episode is for anyone that's starting out their sobriety journey in January. Hello, dry January warriors. Or anyone that is just curious about that first messy, magical month and what it actually feels like and looks like.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go through each week of January and prepare you for what might be happening in your body, your brain, and your social life.
Plus how you and we felt at each stage. We're going to predict how you're going to feel this month. Our aim today is to let you know what to expect so that you're not caught off guard by any weird feelings, and so that you know what's round the corner and have the tools to face this wibbly, wobbly, moody and hazardous time in your life. It might creep up on you, this sobriety, and bite you in the botty if you're not careful.
I actually can't believe that we haven't done this episode before, Vic. We've done this podcast for years and we've never really prepared people for January. We have neglected the needs of our listeners year after year.
Yeah, that's kind of our job. Neglect our listeners.
Unless you're here for the minge, in which case we have really overemphasized that and only listened to that particular request of our listeners. I would have really benefited from this episode when I first went sober, because there is no way I could have predicted some of the feelings that I would feel, or how sobriety would affect my life or the lives of my families and my friends in such a massive way. It's actually far bigger than I first thought. So I'm looking forward to adding my often useless input.
I mean, it is a strange time, isn't it, sobriety, the early days, and it is difficult to know what is coming next. And I do feel for people who are out there today on the 5th of January and feeling like, I want to do this, but it feels a little bit too scary. And we're here for you today, and we're going to tell you exactly how it feels so you're not shocked. Let's start with the biggie, week 1. So if you're 5 days into sobriety today, it means you've decided to explore this as perhaps a little test. You're here for the month, or you're choosing this as a new way of life altogether. Either way, high fives. Welcome. Bienvenue, willkommen, yukaso, alan wa salan. We welcome you to the wonderful and somewhat awkward world of sobriety.
Vic and I are just a couple of lovable, can we say that about ourselves?
Yes.
Okay. idiots, we can definitely say that, with
Yes.
really zero qualifications, who I'm guessing, Vic, you had to Google how to say welcome in 5 languages there.
Yeah, I did,
And
yeah.
probably mispronounce all 5 of them.
I said it well in English, though, didn't I? Welcome. There you go.
Nailed that one, but after that, it got a little bit scratchy.
Did
We
ya?
will still mix up our there and their ERE and their EYRE. And we are now at that age where we sometimes forget to pull our pants all the way down before going to the loo.
How do you know about that?
That was just a guess. And you also know that I confessed that about myself a few episodes ago when I had my newborn on my lap and went for a wee-wee and basically weed into my own pants because I didn't quite get it right. Did I blame the baby? No. Did I tell my new boss on their first day in the job? I did do that.
Like, having children is basically an excuse to any sort of underwear or toilet related bad stuff that goes on. Any poo on your finger, you say, well, I've got a child, so I've got poo on my fingers. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Hamish, it's never, ever too early to lump blame on babies.
That's right. They can deal with that with their trauma therapists in years to come. Not
when they're
problem.
40. Like us. Yeah. Between us, Hamish and I do have 11 years of sobriety. So surely that counts for something, hey, Ham?
I would hope so.
Right, week 1, we're going to call it White Knuckle Week, aka I'm still too hungover to even consider a pint week. All right, week 1 of sobriety. How are you feeling? Nervous, probably. Googling whether wine counts as one of your 5 a day as well. Still nursing regret from New Year's Eve. All of those things are happening on day 5, that's for sure.
Yes, that's all very relatable. Could it be that you went so hard during the last few days of December that actually the first week of being sober in January comes at a bit of a relief because you feel awful anyway, you're probably full of remorse, you're hoping to sort of wing it, and you're still slightly buzzing with anxiety from that final bender. If you're wondering if this is normal, yes, all of it is normal.
But here's the good news. Your body is already healing. Yep, even at 5 days in.
Your liver is starting to detox properly. Your blood pressure and heart rate is beginning to stabilize. Your inflammation is reducing. Your nervous system starts to rebalance. Your brain's reward system is recalibrating. And your sleep, sad to say this, it might get a little bit worse first, but eventually it will get better.
Oh, Hamish, I had another horrible thing happen to me this week. You just reminded me. I made the mistake. You know, always we're talking about how lame we are.
Oh, yeah.
I went away at the weekend. Funnily enough, a lady messaged me through Instagram and I did a grumpy post and said, would you like a night away? And I went and stayed in her Airbnb on my own. And she brought out some like really nice kombucha.
Mm-hmm.
And I drank loads of it before bed. I forgot that it's got bloody tea in it. So I wasn't like buzzing on booze. I was on some sort of kombucha bender for like 10 hours in bed where I felt like I was hallucinating because of the caffeine.
Wow.
Yeah, 4 o'clock in the morning I went to sleep.
Do you want to confess to the listeners the other thing that you recently ate that kept you up all night?
Almonds, wasn't it?
Yes. Were they chocolate covered or were they
I think they must have had like honey on them or something.
honeyed? So this is Vic, who used to drink and do drugs till her heart was content. And now a honeyed almond or a kombucha keeps her up all night. Really, you still have hangover anxiety just from almonds and kombucha, even though you don't drink.
Yeah. I used to pass out after I'd snorted a line of cocaine off a bog lid. Like, what is this all about? It's like my body is a temple now, Hamish. Anything I put into it, it reacts to. It's embarrassing.
Wow.
It's quite hypocritical, actually. If somebody had said to me when I was 25 that they'd couldn't sleep because they'd had sort of infused almond, I would have laughed in their face and probably pushed them over because I was angry with them.
So are you in some sort of recovery from kombucha? Are you avoiding?
I'm on a come down,
after that one night.
Yeah, I've got the fear. Yeah, kombucha related fear. It's a terrible thing. You might be feeling foggy, a bit sweaty and overly emotional today, but trust us, your body's working hard behind the scenes. I must mention booze's evil twin from The Shining here, which is those sugar cravings. They will go through the roof in your first week of sobriety. You might find yourself like mainlining syrup from the bottle or inhaling leftover selection boxes like a hungry badger in a skip. It's fine. Go with it. Eat what you want. As long as you're not boozing, just stuff your face.
I've actually got an episode prepared for those of you who are in this situation coming out this month with a ultra processed food or food addiction specialist. She gives us all kinds of tips and tricks about why we turn to sugar during sobriety, the dangers, loads of information. So wait for a few weeks for that one, and then don't beat yourself up totally for ballooning in weight. Anyway,
Yeah.
you might also find that social situations are suddenly absolutely terrifying. You might find yourself cancelling all of your plans or hiding from your WhatsApp groups. All of this, again, is perfectly normal. It is allowed. You do not owe anyone any explanations for your lack of social interactions this month.
Week 1 is awkward, which is exactly why this podcast is called Sober Awkward. But also, there's a flicker of pride and hope. Yes, sleep might suck, but when you wake up without shame or a headache, that's new and it's actually rather lovely.
Our advice is stay home if you need to. Say no. Eat the cake. Cry in the bath. Be selfish. Stop worrying about what your friends and family might be thinking of this new decision in your life. They're going to want to lean in and give you their sixpence on it. Oh, that's aging us.
Give me tuppence sixpence.
You better pick up or two pies. So you don't have to listen to all of their nonsense. This is your week and your time to start again.
I love it when we come out with really British old school sayings.
Just
It
more
makes me laugh.
Dickens quotes, Oliver Twist musicals.
Yeah. I have to say here, Hamish, that in week 1 for me, my anxiety disappeared almost instantly. Once booze was off the menu, worn off and kind of excreted from my skin, I felt so much clearer and so much better. That feeling of not having anxiety after giving up the grog was totally life-changing. And I felt like I could finally breathe. Yes, I did stay at home a bit and I avoided people and actually just focused on me for one of the first times ever. It did feel a bit selfish at the time, but it was absolutely necessary. That's what I needed in those early days, not only to feel good about myself, but to keep my sobriety safe. How did you feel in week 1, Hamish?
I'll say I still find you incredibly selfish 8 years in. So it's about time you sort of maybe rid yourself of that incredible self-reflection.
My selfishness, Hamish, is the best thing ever because I went through bloody years of not being selfish and being a butt of the joke for everybody else. And my selfishness means that now I have self-care. So I'm going to continue. In fact, I'm going to get more selfish as the years go by to the point where I'm just a grumpy old lady who does everything for herself and doesn't even tell anyone she loves them. I'm just going to be in a chair saying horrible things about people and being really grumpy just because that's what I enjoy doing.
Listen, it's an unusual New Year's resolution, but you go for it.
Be more selfish. Yeah. It's like my dad. My dad started smoking one year on New Year's Eve. He sat at the end of the dinner table with a cigarette. It wasn't very long ago. I'm talking like 10 years ago. My dad's 87 and he sat at the end of the table, lit a cigarette and smoked the whole thing.
Good fella.
I remember he had a funny hat on at the time as well. It was the only one he had. It did make him feel sick, but it was funny at the time. Don't do that in your first week. Don't start smoking. That's my advice.
My first week sort of felt like I bought a new pair of shoes or like a new suit. I felt like the whole thing was trivial. It was new. It was shiny. It was exciting. I didn't really know what it all meant or how it was going to feel, but it sort of felt like the first step on a new journey. I was completely naive to everything that was coming ahead of me, but I sort of found that quite exciting. What I did is I tested out saying I'm sober, just sort of hear myself say those words, just to myself in the mirror initially to see how it felt, to see if it fit me or if it sounded like something I could say in public. I told myself whether you are 1 day sober or 10 years sober, they are both equally true. That made sense to me. I am just as sober as anyone else. Even if you've just horribly hungover and you haven't drunk at all today, you are still technically sober. It's not like you reach 49 days and then you're a real sober person. It's like, I am already sober, even though I'm 3 days in here. So
that's good.
It kind of felt like a fun challenge was ahead of me that I was walking into completely blind. That's how I felt.
I think sometimes looking at sobriety as a challenge is a really good idea, Hamish, because it doesn't matter really where you fit on the spectrum. If you can see it as something that you want to try to challenge yourself, sometimes that can be enough. And it's actually a lot of a lighter way, a sort of more light-hearted way of looking at alcoholism and sobriety, just by going, I just want to do something different. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It can just be you making a little bit more of a selfish choice for yourself that actually helps your mental health and your physical health. So I think looking at it as a personal challenge is actually really smart. One top tip, we're going to, at the end of each week when we discuss it today, we're going to have a little top tip at the end. Therapy. I've got to say that here. It doesn't matter if you're a weekend binger, a daily drinker, or a festive sherry sipper. Therapy helps. It helps you untangle the reasons behind your drinking. You can't heal what you don't understand. And that is exactly what I did. I reached out for therapy. I untangled my past and I found out all the reasons why I drank, which led me to all the reasons why I didn't want to anymore. It was a fascinating journey, also quite selfish. What we're saying in this episode is be selfish and find out stuff about yourself that will eventually help you. That's a simple way of putting it.
And what we discovered is actually, no matter where you sit on that spectrum, using therapy as a first step in those early days is massive. Like, as you've already heard from Vic and I's story, Vic's drinking was more serious than mine. She felt it was something she had to address. I felt like it was something I sort of wanted to address. I was a new dad and thought it would be good for my general health and well-being. And both of us, coming at this from different angles and different places, both massively benefited from therapy. The reason being, there is quite a lot of self-reflection. Like, giving up alcohol is much more complex than just not drinking alcohol anymore. You are going to have to face some quite potentially confronting situations where you're going to find out what it is you actually like to do, or what you're actually good at, or what makes you feel comfortable or uncomfortable. Speaking these things through with a therapist can only help. And not only from like a understanding it point of view, but managing to do this for a long time. If you're looking beyond just, hey, I want to be sober for 30 days, this is going to be a good step for you.
Week 2, I'm calling this week Still Weird, Still Worth It. Right, so you made it through White Knuckle Week. You've cried probably at a pasta advert, turned down Prosecco from Karen in accounts, and eaten 3 loaves of banana bread. Okay, you're basically a legend already, but week 2 can feel a little bit odd.
That's right. Your body's still recovering, but now your brain gets in on the action too. You might be having what we like to call the identity wobbles. Who am I if I'm not the one doing tequila shots and dancing to Pitbull?
Yeah, I need to stop you about Pitbull there a little bit. Do you like Pitbull? Not the dogs, the rapper.
I would be lying if I said I've ever asked Alexa to play Pitbull.
Oh, you've never asked Alexa to play Pitbull?
I've heard songs, but never requested them.
Okay, yeah. I quite like Pitbull. It's something the kids sort of listen to in the car, like Timber. There's a really good one.
Okay.
And I've seen him on videos, on the music videos, on the TV.
Sure.
And I find him slightly attractive in a naughty way.
Okay.
Like, I'd probably quite like to have sex with him, is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, you can say it. Don't skirt around the issue. Is he sort of small and bald?
All right, awkward people. If you've been sitting on the fence about taking a break from booze, clinging to that wine glass, hoping you can just have one and not the whole bottle, consider this your official loving shove in the right direction.
Yep, this January we're back in the absolute legend that is Sarah Rusbatch and her 30-day alcohol-free challenge. And before you roll your eyes and mutter, ugh, not another boring detox thing, hold up. This one's actually brilliant.
Because Sarah isn't just some sparkly stranger yelling, please drink celery juice. She's been there. She's stumbled down the wine-soaked path, picked herself up, studied the science, and now helps other women reclaim their lives without judgment and shame or a single sad mocktail in sight.
In 30 days, you'll learn what's actually going on in your brain and body, how to manage stress without face-planting into a bottle of Pinot, and how to start enjoying your evenings again. Like, actually enjoying them.
And the best bit, over 10,000 women have done this challenge, and they're sleeping better, waking up with energy, anxiety's down, cravings are down, and confidence is way, way up. This isn't just white-knuckling it through a calendar month. This is real, brain rewiring stuff.
Plus, the community is epic. A gang of global legends cheering each other on, sharing wins, laughing at the awkward bits, and reminding you you're not alone.
So if you want more clarity, more calm, more I've got this vibes, and fewer mornings whispering never again into your pillow,
join Sarah's 30-day alcohol-free challenge. You might just surprise yourself.
and what have you got to lose apart from hangovers, guilt, random bruises, and the occasional late-night cheese binges? I think I can keep those though, Hamish, can't I?
Of course you can.
Just head to sarahrusbatch.com.
Hi, this is Christy from Back to the Bar. You've probably heard about GLP-1 weight loss medications and the side effects that can come with jumping in too fast. That's why I Love Noom makes getting started easy. Their microdose GLP-1 program begins with a smaller dose and gradually scales up based on how your body reacts. The Noom GLP-1 microdose program starts at $99 and is delivered to your door in 7 days. Start your microdose GLP-1 journey today at Noom.com. That's Noom.com. Noom, micro changes, big results. Average weight loss 8 pounds in first month. Meds and personalization based on clinical need and not available to all individuals. Medications are not reviewed by FDA for safety, efficacy, or quality. Pricing based on first month only.
Yes, he is small and bald,
Yeah.
yes.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. There's just something about him. I don't know.
Okay. What I think you're referring to is a term called ugly hot.
Oh,
You've come across ugly hot before?
no.
So ugly hot is like someone who's not attractive, but you still quite want to have sex with, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
You got any
Yeah.
others that come to mind that might fit that?
Christopher Walken.
Sure, yeah.
Cillian Murphy. I like him.
Killian, sure, yeah.
Killian, is that his name?
I think it's Killian. Also, I think that's somewhat harsh to call him ugly hot. Sort of
He
famously
looks a bit
hot
like
man.
a potato. He's got a potato face, hasn't he? Like a turnip
I
or something.
would challenge any woman or even man to have watched Peaky Blinders and not think this is an attractive man.
It's a bit of a bumpy face, isn't it?
Okay.
The guy that plays the Hulk, I can't remember his name. I love him.
Yeah.
But he's not your classic good-looking guy, is he?
Mhm.
Gary Barlow. I think Gary Barlow gets better with age. And do you remember Right Said Fred?
Not really.
I'm Too Sexy. No, do you remember the song I'm
Oh,
Too
yeah, I
Sexy
do
with
know
those
that, yeah.
bald twins?
Yeah.
Or maybe I've got a bit of a thing for bald men, actually.
Yeah,
Comes to think
Your
of it.
husband's not that long on hair. Maybe that is the thing.
Yeah, he's starting to go a bit balding. Funny enough, though, that's the opposite because I'm going off him.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's a spectrum. You can't be both into John and Pitbull. The more you get into Pitbull, the less you get into John.
Yeah, so it's like a pendulum.
Okay, I'm trying to think of my ugly hots.
Yeah,
My
come on.
wife, Liz.
She's not ugly. That's offensive.
Oh, that might get me divorced. Lorraine Kelly.
What?
Yeah, I think I like sort of older women that would take care of me. Lorraine Kelly, Sue Barker.
Yeah.
Again, I think maybe it's an age thing. I just feel like I'd be looked
Yeah.
after. Like they'd be wonderful.
Would you like them to breastfeed you?
Would I like to be breastfed by Sue Barker as a 35-year-old man?
The answer is
mean,
yes, we know it.
I think I would like to fall asleep in her arms. Both Lorraine and Sue Barker have got nice voices.
Right, apart from our loins yearning for action, back to booze, what's happening physically and mentally in week 2,
Okay.
Hamish?
So your anxiety, it might spike temporarily at the start, but all that is your nervous system doing a little software update. The dopamine dip, on the other hand, is very real. Okay, you might feel a little bit flat, a little bit unmotivated, bored, irritable, weirdly emotional. We've sort of become reliant on alcohol to provide our dopamine, and our body gets lazy. And when it doesn't have an alcohol anymore, it's low. It's sort of gotten used to relying on it, so it starts seeking dopamine in other ways. That is normal. Again, don't worry, feel a little bit down. It will sort itself out in time. You could also start remembering things that you did while you were drunk that make you want to crawl into a bin. That is normal. It's called clarity, and it is a bit sucky and a bit confronting at first. But again, you will deal with it in time.
If you're feeling like this, try something radical. Don't drink. It sounds simple, but this is a great chance to test your new sober choice. I think what you'll find is you get through them. You might find it hard, but if you can push through, go for a walk or punch a tree, whatever it takes, just don't drink. The feeling on the other side is so worth its weight in Stella Artois. Just try it, feel it for once, feel stuff, let it pass through you, and you might be surprised that the need or the trigger to drink will go away faster than you imagined. What I'm saying there is, Haim, is that you should try and get over a craving. And that is a really good test in that first or second week of sobriety, is to feel the need to drink and push through to the other side of it and see what happens. And it's a really great feeling of pride and like, I am so pleased with myself.
And we're just going to let the whole punching a tree thing go, are we? We're just going to let that hang. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, if you punch anything, I thought about it, and I thought punching a tree would probably be quite satisfying.
Okay, sure.
That's what I do in my, free time.
That's it. That's why there's no trees in your garden anymore. I felt like in those early days, I needed some distractions, right? That was the best way for me to deal with those cravings that you mentioned. I did not punch any trees. What I did is I found things that took my brain away from booze and away from that old habit. So this is stuff like having the fridge stacked of other drink options. Clear your house out of booze. Do not even have it in a drawer or collecting dust somewhere the kids can't reach it. Get rid of it and get exciting other drinks in. It doesn't have to be non-alcoholic beer or wine. Those are not for everyone. But like kombucha, Vic, as long as you drink it before 11 a.m. and no later.
Yes.
I got a selection of different flavoured sparkling waters. This sounds boring. This is not boring. This is really helpful. So do that and make your fridge look exciting to open, even though there's no booze in it. Get some quitlets. This is so important to do, particularly in your first few weeks. I think in my first week of sobriety, I read a book called Sober Curious by Ruby Warrington. Just understanding what alcohol is so helpful. It makes you feel like you're less alone. You will laugh at the similarities you find with someone else. Honestly, I can't emphasize how important that was to me to read a book in the first week that explains all these weird feelings.
Another book that I really enjoyed early in my sobriety was William Porter's Alcohol Explained, because it really simplifies what alcohol is and what cravings are and what it's doing to the body. And it's all about the mindset, about going in there and learning and educating yourself about what booze is actually doing to you. And we must recommend that Huberman Lab podcast on alcohol there as well. If you're more of a science brain, those two things will really help.
Yes, and Atomic Habits by James Clear, whilst we're on it. Picking up good habits and letting go of bad habits. Fantastic.
Hamish, and of course we have to mention 1,000 Wasted Sundays by Victoria Vanstone, which is available on Kindle and audiobook. Thank you very much.
It's fourth on our list because we are humble.
Yes, it's fourth.
But it's certainly on the list. What I found beneficial was actually treating this whole thing as a project, like it was a class at school or at university. So I listened to the Huberman Lab episode, or I'd listened to as many podcast interviews with other sober people, read a lot, to prepare for these podcast episodes. Would you believe it? We prepare for these.
We can read.
We can read and write. So yeah, I was listening to the podcast, I was reading the articles, I was reading the books, including yours. I just sort of threw myself into this as a project, and I just soaked up as much information as I could. I have always kept a gratitude diary, which lots of people will recommend you do, or do some sort of writing or reflecting on each day as you go through it. All of those are little tips and tricks that you'll hear. Really, anyone that goes sober seems to recommend a combination of a few of these things that we're mentioning. So there is something in it. I mean, just choose the ones that work for you and your routine. Get stuck into lots of Quitlit and podcasts. You can follow social media accounts that are specifically about sobriety. Start walking the walk and talking the talk. You really have to go into this head first so that you've got enough information and tools to have answers to all of those questions that have been spinning in your booze-battered heads for years.
Yeah. I think for me this week, like week 2, was when I really realised how much of my thinking revolved around drinking. I missed the idea of it, I think, at this point, not the actual act. And I certainly romanticised about it. I had to really catch those thoughts in my early sobriety and go, nope, not today, Satan.
Right. We're calling booze Satan now, are we?
Yeah, I just wanted to say because it sounded funny.
Okay.
I also remember just feeling like time went much, much slower. Evenings dragged. My brain kept whispering to me, a little drinky poo-poo wouldn't hurt. But I pushed through because deep down, I didn't want to go backwards. I just didn't quite know how I was going to go forwards. Do you know what I mean?
Interesting. Yeah, so I sort of feel like now time has certainly slowed down, and that is a good thing. But I didn't know that early on time slowing down could be a bad thing, which obviously was for you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, too much time on my hands. Before, I was having a glass of wine in the evening. When you have drinks with people, like everything goes a lot quicker and is a lot more kind of frivolous and nobody cares and we're in this. But when you're sober, especially if you're on your own for an evening and you're used to being quite sociable, that alone time or that time when there's not much going on can feel really, really intense.
Yes.
I'm not saying like, don't go out in early sobriety in these few weeks. I think still go out for a couple of hours if you can and see your friends and do all the things you used to do if you feel safe doing that. But also you've got to be aware that you have to fill time at home. And for me, those kind of evening wines, once they were gone, I didn't have anything to do. I didn't know what to do with my hands and I felt like I need something else to do. So I think that's what this is about. You've got to be prepared for those moments. You've got to have something at hand that's going to distract you from that bottle of wine that's sitting in the fridge.
That is probably why so many of us start going to bed earlier and earlier. I mean, if Vic ever invites me over for dinner, it is usually like a 4:30 dinner with reassurances that you can leave at 7 and be in bed by 7:30. And that, sadly, is a dream for me now.
If you want to be sober, it's about staying sober and doing whatever you feel like you need to do in those first few weeks. One thing I used to do, Hamish, was to brush my teeth. It's kind of a bit like going to bed. But I knew if I was going to brush my teeth, that meant that the craving would go because I knew I wouldn't have a glass of wine after that. So it's just little things, little changes, putting the kettle on and having a cup of tea instead of going to the fridge for the wine, like all little changes that you can put in place that are going to make your sobriety a lot easier for you.
Love it. Yeah. So that second week of your sobriety is going to be about educating yourself. Read, listen, learn, so that when you have those big emotions, you don't have to pour yourself a big vat of vino. You've got the resources in place to understand what's going on a little bit better.
Week 3, the fog lifts. Well, kind of.
We need to think of some catchy names for these weeks, don't we? Week 3, the fog lifts. Kind of week. It doesn't roll off the tongue, but I guess it's saying exactly how it feels. So week 3 is often when you get your first real taste of what sober life can feel like. There's still a whole mess of emotions, but also shining through all that is a little bit of clarity.
Yep, around this time, people report clearer skin, more energy, better sleep, and fewer cringes about WhatsApp messages to exes. We've all been there. You start to believe it's actually possible. Still scary a bit, still strange, but actually possible.
So what's changing? Your cortisol levels, which is your stress hormones, are settling. Your liver is regenerating more efficiently. Your mood starts to stabilize as the dopamine system rebalances. You may even laugh genuinely at something that isn't wine-fueled or followed up by being sick. You might have weird, intrusive thoughts about doing some exercise.
That is good.
I'm just beginning to wrap my head around the fact that maybe I'm someone that doesn't drink anymore. Am I now also someone that enjoys running? Is that who I am?
It is. I tell you what, that does come out. It's weird. It's very weird. You might also think about going to a social event, as we said, and not actually having a panic attack or looking for the fire exits. You might actually enjoy yourself a little bit, maybe. You might have a conversation and remember it the next day. Who knew? You might also buy a house plant and name it Gary. That's on you. Hamish and I have certainly got more interested in the fauna and flora of the world, haven't we, Hamish? And recycling.
It's true.
What nerds we are. Those are all massive milestones. I mean, and they will feel massive. And you can tick them off one by one. These are all strange new feelings and experiences that you're going to have in your early sobriety, and try and enjoy them. Instead of thinking, oh my God, this is not who I am, or am I boring, and asking yourself all these negative questions, just go with it.
Week 3 was quite a significant one for me from memory, because I think it was the time when I shifted my mindset from sobriety being a passive act, like a non-active act. Sobriety is just me not drinking, to suddenly thinking of it as like, this is active. I've chosen sobriety. It's me I'm not doing something. I'm doing something, if that makes sense. So I was still avoiding parties, but I was also seeing how I could better understand and begin to like this new version of me. A new person who's always been within you. I hope that I'm not losing you with the woo-woo-ness of this, but a new person who's always been within you, or maybe was the person that sort of went away when you were 30 and you started drinking, begins to re-emerge. I often talk about sobriety being about trying to find the level of joy that you used to have when your mum and dad were like, you know what, you can have a sleepover at Derek's house. Like, oh my God, sleepover. Like, rediscovering that 10 out of 10 joy that was completely non-alcohol induced. Like, can we reach those levels again without booze? That is the fight for me, is like, can I get back to childhood sleepover joy?
Did you really have a friend called
Not
Derek?
a single one.
You
One.
went to a posh private school. Surely they're all called Tarquin with double-barreled surnames, weren't they?
That's it. I'm actually not sure if I even know a Derek.
Where did that
There's
come
no
from?
baby Dereks anymore.
Maybe that's the sober side of you coming out and you've realised that you want to know someone called Derek.
That's it. My whole life I've been looking for a friend called Derek.
Derek, if you're out there, can you please send Hamish a nice message, preferably with some nudes?
Oh, an invitation for a sleepover. That's all I want.
Yes.
That's all I want. Okay.
That's all you've ever wanted.
We are going to play a strange little game, you and I here. The rules are this. In 5 words, challenge for you, you like words, the Vic as a drinker, and then 5 words for the Vic that you were 3 weeks into your sobriety.
Okay, drunk, it's quite easy. Annoying, slobbery, full of anxiety, unmotivated, and risky. Now, that risky is
7
one
words.
word, but it covers a lot.
7 words. You're entirely playing by the rules, but that is...
Yeah, it's 5,
Okay,
isn't it?
okay, she can't do maths or do
Yeah.
good words. Okay,
I've never claimed to know maths.
that's
It's
fine.
not something I've ever
The
claimed.
point is that I
Derek-
guess
Derek, on the other hand.
words is more important than the rules. Okay, annoying, slobbery, full of anxiety, unmotivated, and risky. Sure.
Yes.
And then what about
3
3 weeks
weeks
in?
sober, happier, more confident, no anxiety, motivated, and not at all risky. So actually, I just repeated what I'd already said, but did the absolute opposite. Just in 3 weeks, I went from all of those negatives to all of those positives, the absolute opposites of what I had been before. And that's a very, very short period of time to feel those changes. And that is what will happen to everybody. If you stick to it and you want to do this, you will change quite dramatically in this short period of time. What about you, Haim? 5 words.
Okay, I will play by the rules. Okay, so when I was drunk, I was smiley, sicky, peer pressured, and unsure. And then 3 weeks in, I would say I was confident, independent, content, driven, and awake.
Wow. I mean, the difference in those in 3 weeks. I mean, that's a really great way to sum it up for those that are sitting at home and feeling like they're not sure if they want to do this. The difference that you feel in that period can be really incredible, can't it?
Mm-hmm. I think
That really amazes me.
Motivation. I think there's something in the fact that you're doing something that most people in the world either do not do or don't even try to do. And at 3 weeks, like, you've ticked off 21 days on your calendar. We all work towards momentum, right? We like momentum in life. And I feel like at 3 weeks, like, I'm building this up. I'm seeing the changes. I'm beginning to do something here that could compound. If I get to 6 months or 12 months, my life could look wildly different. So I find it very satisfying being able to do that.
And it's the difference between self-care and writing yourself off every weekend or every day during the week. And that's all it is. It's a self-care. So that's what sobriety is. It's self-care, it's really nice just to simplify it like that and go, it doesn't have to be about anything more than that. It's just about you 3 weeks in going, okay, this isn't as bad as I thought it was, which is certainly what will happen. Week 4, holy shit, I'm actually doing it. Week 4 is a bit of a sneaky one. You're starting to feel proud, calm, maybe even enjoying it, which is terrifying and wonderful all at once. For some of you, this can be tricky. You don't know who this new you is, and you automatically feel like drinking again to regain some sort of familiarity. It's a bit shaky ground. You go back to what you used to do because, well, that actually feels easier.
Yes, you've proved you can have nearly a month off. So obviously, you don't have an issue. Please don't be another sorry bastard that falls into this trap. Stay on track and let's look beyond this month.
Yeah, let's quickly chat about that fake surge of confidence. It's a slippery slope back into probably a bit of moderate drinking because self-confidence can trick you, make you believe that one won't hurt. So just be aware of this. Sometimes it can make you cocky and you'll be in the pub before anyone has even said fancy going to AA.
Absolutely. Don't go backwards. Forge on, good people. The truth is, you've done the hard yards, and all the fun bits, they're still to come. Stuff like you suddenly realise you haven't thought about booze in a few hours. You start laughing again, that sort of laugh where you snort and you feel joy in your actual bones. Your brain fog begins to lift. Your hormones are finding balance. You've likely lost some weight, hopefully, or at least the puffiness is gone. You're building new routines, and shockingly, you might actually be enjoying them. That's all the good stuff that makes that tricky first month worth it.
I love it what you said there, Hamish. Joy in your actual bones. Do you think you'd get joy in your bone if you met Derek? You think?
That is immature. But yeah, depending on... Is Derek my new ugly fantasy? That's what I'm imagining.
Yeah, he's your hot ugly,
I'm hot ugly.
Derek. Yeah. I think do you know who I'm imagining? I'm imagining the guy out of The Simpsons, the groundsman at the school.
Yeah.
He's kind of hot ugly, but then he takes his shirt off and he's got a really rippling, muscly body.
Sure. You've done that. You've imagined this guy before.
Yeah, I have, Derek. He's always on my mind. You might also be getting emotional about weird things like your kids' socks or the simple passing of time. Morning is also going to become more important to you. Who knew that there was life before 6 a.m? You probably now. You're experiencing your first serious bout of smugness. Now let's discuss that, Hamish. You're allowed. It's okay. Smugness is acceptable in the first few weeks, but then you're not going to have any mates if it continues.
It's par for the course. I mean, you will find yourself telling people that you no longer drink. You will find yourself telling people all of the things that you got done before 7 a.m. You will find yourself telling people about your new hobby. Like, oh, suddenly I'm just doing this all the time. Or like, you know what I love? Quinoa. These things will start coming out of your mouth and you won't believe you're saying them. You will then notice other sober people because they give off a similar smugness. Yeah. You have to accept it. You can't fight it. It's coming for you and it will get you. And you know what? It's fine.
My biggest takeaway from week 4 was this is working. Okay, I know that sounds simple and we're saying don't drink and really simple terms. But I think just saying to yourself, this is working, it's a work in progress. I'm not fixed, I'm not finished, but I'm still doing it. And that's a feeling worth fighting for. Note, I was in therapy at this time too, so I kept my head just about above the waterline during that period. I was in therapy for about 12 weeks, I think, when I first gave up drinking. So that's what I meant. It was working. What I was doing was working. I knew that I wasn't going to stop the process, and that's what this is. Sobriety is a very long process in which you have to do a lot of things to keep it close to your heart and to keep going. And if you know that there's no end to it, you're not going to be fighting or you're not going to be making plans to drink again. And that can make you feel more comfortable in it. So just remember, it's not a final destination, sobriety. It's just something that you're always going to be working on. And that's the great thing about it.
I'm going to give a very popular week 4 tip here, which is now I think is a good time to reward yourself. You would have saved arguably hundreds by this stage just on not buying booze or buying kebabs or takeaway pizzas or paracetamol, all the things that come with booze. There's a little bit of money hopefully saved up. Buy yourself a massage, buy yourself some new clothes, a new pair of trainers, whatever. You have done something fantastic in getting 4 weeks in, and it is time to celebrate that.
So what happens when you get past these elusive 30 days? Does the trajectory keep going up, or are they bumps en route?
Well, that is completely up to you. So it depends on the help you've got in those first 30 days and how much you've immersed yourself in this strange new world. But what I do know is this: the longer you stay sober, the more the chances of a lifelong recovery increases. So with relapse rates, they drop from over 60% in the first year to just 15% after 5 years. It's not just the you who benefits from all this. Research shows that children of parents with long-term sobriety are far less likely to binge drink themselves, and they're more likely to delay alcohol use and grow up with healthier emotional tools. So your sobriety isn't just healing you, it's breaking generational cycles as well.
Oh, I love that. So let's find out if there's anything that is not fixed in this 4-week period. I know I'm still working through some of my drinking stickiness, Haim, but I know the answer already, actually.
Yes, we've diagnosed you with quite a lot over the years doing this podcast, Vic. Just to name a few: You've got ADHD, we think, RSD, HSP, HPV, rickets, scabies, a few handfuls of STDs. Quite a lot going on for you.
Yeah, I've still got a lot of healing to do, Hamish, by the sounds of it. Hamish, what we're saying is you're not healed from your binge drinking days after 4 weeks. I mean, we both did it for years. I did it for 25 years and my brain was wired to drink. And that wiring takes quite a long time to untangle. But what you are is you're in the process.
That's right. You've stopped the damage and started the healing. You've broken the momentum of the binge cycle, allowed your body and brain to reset, and gained crucial awareness about your old and new habits.
And that, my awkward friends, is huge.
Please let us encourage you to keep going. The real magic starts showing up between 2 to 6 months into your sobriety, when you begin to feel like you're a little bit less just surviving and more like you're working towards freedom.
Normally we finish on some sort of toilet related minge joke here, but we're not going to do that today, Hamish, because we started with that. So I think we're going to end more intellectually. Are you up for that?
Of course, it's unlike us, but I'm happy to give it a crack.
Maya Angelou's caged bird is a powerful metaphor for the experience of addiction and the hope of recovery. The caged bird, bound by fear and longing, represents what it feels like to live trapped by alcohol, restricted, disconnected, and full of silent dreams. Even though the cage feels inescapable, the bird still sings. That's the voice inside of us that wants more, that dares to hope for that freedom that Hamish just mentioned. Sobriety is the moment that door opens. So I wanted Hamish to read this poem at the end because it's one of my favourite ones and it really reminds me of the sobriety journey. And Hamish has such a brilliant voice for poems because he's a trained actor, don't you know? I thought I'd let you read it, Hamish. So I'm going to hand it over. No minge jokes, no cock jokes. We're actually going to end on a nice tone for once.
Lovely. Okay, so this is I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou. The free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends and dips his wings in the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with fearful trill of the things unknown but longed for still. And his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade winds soft through the sighing trees, and the fat worms waiting on a dawn-bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. But a caged bird stands on the grave of dreams, his shadow shouts on a nightmare scream, his wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom.
Oh, it's lovely, isn't it?
Finished with a poem. It feels nice.
Oh, it does feel, it feels very relaxing, doesn't it? Normally we're all hyped up and telling some ridiculous story, and now I feel all calm and zen. What a beautiful poem that is, Hamish. Thank you for reading it.
Not at all. Well, I hope that helps. I hope that sort of gives you the structure to know what to expect over the next 4 weeks. It's not going to go exactly like that, but ours sort of followed that roughly. So I hope you are better prepared than we were for what the next 4 weeks have got in store for you.
Yeah, and I think it's about, being prepared for a series of realizations, like that you're perhaps not the person that you thought you were, which can feel quite shocking and overwhelming at different stages. I certainly am very different to the party animal that was, being scraped off a nightclub floor every Friday night. I'm much more calm and I'm much more present and I'm much more available for my children. I'm not fucking perfect. I'm still a knob a lot of the time, which is very poetic of me to say, I know, but I'm happier. And I think that's what's something that sobriety will give you in droves, which is a little bit more happiness.
Absolutely. And sobriety is something that the more you put in, the more you're going to get out. So this is sort of an invitation to say, look, over to you. You need to do the work now. You need to do the research. And the more you do that, the more you're going to enjoy this rather than just endure it.
Yeah, and you'll be the sort of person that reads poems.
That's it. Just for fun, That is
Just for fun.
every day, just reading poems. When
That's
all
all
my
I
friends
do.
are drinking wine, you know what? I'm
Yeah.
just reading and writing poems under a tree.
Me too. Yeah, that's all I do. Yeah, in the breeze. I've just got my little poem book and I sit with a quill,
That's
a bird's quill. Yeah, and I'm writing all about my lost loves and about my life now as a sober person. And then I make all my friends read it. Do you think that's perhaps why I don't get invited to many parties anymore?
Yeah, that's
Haim?
why people tend to run away from you now. Yeah.
Derek, if you're out there, you know where to go. Hamish is waiting with his stick.
With my strong bone.
With his strong bone. Got to end it like that though, haven't we? If you're questioning your relationship with booze, you're struggling to moderate, or your hangovers are causing anxiety, it might be time to reach out for some support.
Yeah, just talk to a mate about how you're feeling, contact a local doctor, find an AA or sobriety group. Vic's got one.
Yeah, just head to www.cuppa.community.
Remember, if you're questioning yourself, it might be time to seek support.
Even though this journey can be awkward, it is definitely worth it. And if you've enjoyed the Sober Awkward podcast, don't forget to review it, rate it, and share it with your mates.
Do they have to share it with their mates?
Yeah, of course they do. I'm not doing this for nothing, Hamish. Bloody hell.
How do they share it?
I don't know, just write it on the document.
Vic, so do you fancy coming on a sober holiday?
Don't worry, we're not talking about some corporate wellness retreat with cucumber water and enforced eye contact.
No, this is a sober awkward retreat. 8 days of sun, sweat, laughter, and absolutely no hangovers.
Yep, it's all happening in Thailand next October. Picture this: yoga at sunrise, writing workshops, ice baths, Thai boxing, and lots of awkward sober dancing under the stars.
It's a proper holiday with proper weirdos, our kind of people.
Yeah. You'll meet legends who've also given the booze a boot and want to have fun without feeling like a social reject.
Come solo or grab a mate. Bring your awkward, bring your sun cream. No pressure, no judgment, just a big, warm, sober hug in paradise.
All the info is at soberawkward.com/retreats. Come and get sweaty with us, emotionally and physically, in our all-inclusive jungle resort. You'll start out as 15 strangers and leave with 15 new sober mates.
I'm not sure I want 15 new sober mates, actually, particularly sober ones.
Yeah. Oh, well, you're not invited then.
Why are more women than ever choosing Natural Cycles? The hormone-free, side-effect-free way to take control of your fertility. Natural Cycles is a birth control app that uses your temperature to find your fertile window. It is more than a basic cycle tracking app. Natural Cycles is the only FDA-cleared and CE-marked birth control app and has helped millions prevent and plan for pregnancy naturally. Save 15% when you sign up today with code RADIO15. Learn more at naturalcycles.com.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/special offer. Terms apply.
So, as you probably know, my comedy memoir, 1,000 Wasted Sundays, is officially out. All my magnificent fuck-uppery in one awkward hit. If you'd like to get your hands on a copy, it's now available from all good bookstores.
We always say all good bookstores, don't we?
Yeah.
Are there bad
No,
bookstores?
it's probably ones with moody sellers.
Oh yeah, really
Yeah.
depressed librarian folk.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
yeah. So there are probably some, but we're only storing it in the good ones.
It's only made it into the goodies.
You can also get it from all good online retailers. The print version and ebook are out now, and the audiobook will be available in March. I've been writing my memoir for 5 years. It will make you laugh, cry and cringe, and hopefully inspire a few people to reconsider their relationship with booze. If you love the podcast, then I think you'll love the book, even if I do say so myself. Hamish has read it. What did you think?
I feel like I know a little bit too much about you now, to be honest, Vic. Look, I really loved it. It was hilarious and surprisingly moving, but I feel like I've seen you naked in a literary sense.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's worrying.
Yeah. From an emotional point of view, seriously, it wobbled my teeny weeny wooden heart, Vic.
Okay.
My teeny little wooden heart.
Well, his wooden heart is broken. Anyway, so if you do manage to get your filthy mitts on a copy, please do me a favour and head to goodreads.com and give me a review. Doing that will help me get it out there to those that need a bit of sober support. So there you have it. My story, unwanted warts and all. Come and get awkward with me.
Not to be too demanding or anything, but seriously, go and buy it now.
Yeah, go and buy it. Go and buy it right now.
Yeah, don't just tell your friends, buy it, and then buy your friends one or two.
Yeah, don't give them a copy, buy it. Yeah.
And you know what? Don't be careful where you store it. If you lose it, you can always buy another 5.
Buy another one.
Yeah.